People say strength is found in muscles or money. But the real strength, the kind that cannot be taken from you, is emotional control. When you master your emotions, no one can master you. Most people are slaves to feelings. They get angry when insulted, scared when threatened, and weak when ignored. The one who reacts is ruled. The one who observes is free. If you wish to be untouchable, learn to be calm when others burn with rage. Stay still when others panic. Smile when others try to provoke you. People lose power the moment they show their emotions to the wrong audience. You gain power the moment you hide yours. To be emotionally dangerous is not to be cruel. It means you cannot be moved easily. Your silence will frighten louder men. Your patience will break those who rush to destroy you. Your calmness will feel like a storm to those who expected you to scream. The world is full of manipulators. They feed on your reactions. When they see fear, they push harder. When they see anger, they laugh. But when they see nothing, no reaction, no weakness, they start to fear you. Remember, whoever controls your emotions controls your actions, and whoever controls your actions owns your life. Take that control back. Be so disciplined that people cannot predict you. Be so patient that they cannot provoke you. Be so dangerous in your calm that they think twice before crossing you. The strong man is not the one who fights. The strong man is the one who chooses when and whether to fight at all. When you master your emotions, you become your own ruler. Nobody can control you. Nobody can destroy you. Control your emotions, or others will control you. This truth is as sharp as a blade and as quiet as a shadow. Most people live as prisoners of their own reactions. They get angry, jealous, offended, or afraid, without realizing that every emotion they display gives someone else power over them. When you let someone's words or actions dictate how you feel, you hand them the strings to your mind. You become their puppet, even if you believe you're standing tall. The moment your emotions are predictable, you are easy to manipulate. Emotions are tools, but only in the hands of those who can wield them. In the hands of the weak, they are weapons that turn inward. A person who cannot master anger will destroy his own peace before his enemy even lifts a hand. A person who cannot master fear will surrender before the battle begins. This is why true power lies in emotional discipline, the ability to feel deeply but choose calmly. People who control their emotions become unreadable. No one can tell when they are hurt, insulted, or frustrated. That makes them dangerous. They cannot be provoked into mistakes or baited into traps. The world cannot pull them into chaos because their reactions are theirs alone. Every insult thrown at them loses its force the moment it fails to disturb their peace. Every trick played against them fails because they refuse to give the reaction that was expected. When you control your emotions, you control timing. Most conflicts are won by patience, not strength. The man who reacts first always loses the advantage. He reveals his thoughts, his weaknesses, and his next move. The man who remains calm watches, studies, and strikes only when the outcome is certain. Emotional control allows you to decide when to speak, when to stay silent, when to fight, and when to walk away. You no longer move according to impulse, you move according to strategy. Society teaches people to express everything they feel, but power belongs to those who don't. The ability to stay calm while others lose their minds gives you a throne in any room. You become the center of gravity. People start to adjust themselves around your silence because they cannot read it. They sense danger in your calm. They start to wonder what you're thinking, what you're planning, and how much you already know. Their uncertainty becomes your armor. Those who control emotions also control perception. When you don't show fear, others assume you are fearless. When you don't show pain, they think you are unbreakable. When you don't show anger, they cannot tell where your limits lie. You can shape how others see you without saying a word. Emotional control turns you into a mystery that cannot be solved. And in the game of power, mystery is dominance. To control your emotions is not to suppress them, it is to understand them so deeply that no one else can use them against you. The one who reacts is ruled. The one who observes is free. Power often hides in stillness, not noise. The world belongs to those who can see clearly, while others are blinded by emotion. Most people react instantly to every word, every insult, every situation. They think reacting shows strength, but in truth, it shows control by someone else. The moment you react, you let another person decide your mood, your actions, and your peace. Reaction is surrender disguised as passion. Observation, on the other hand, is freedom. When you observe, you pause. You let the world reveal itself before you move. You do not rush to defend, attack, or justify. You simply see. Observation gives you time. Time to think, to understand, to predict. While others are lost in anger or fear, you stay steady. Their emotions become a map of their weakness, while your silence becomes your advantage. The observer learns everything. The reactor learns nothing. Reacting is a reflex. Observing is a choice. The one who reacts lives like a puppet, pulled by every emotional string. The one who observes stands like a statue, letting the noise pass by without moving. It takes strength to stay still when provoked. It takes control to remain quiet when your pride screams for defense. But that control is what separates rulers from followers. The observer sees motives, patterns, and opportunities that emotional people miss. Observation is the art of patience. When you do not rush to respond, others reveal their true nature. In your silence, people speak more than they should. They expose their fears, their arrogance, and their secrets. The more they talk, the more you understand them. The less you speak, the more they underestimate you. And that underestimation becomes your weapon. They will never see the moment you decide to act, because your calm blinds them. Freedom begins when you stop reacting to everything that happens around you. The one who is free does not allow words or chaos to decide his inner world. He chooses when to engage, when to ignore, and when to strike. This freedom is not emotional emptiness, it is emotional mastery. You still feel everything, but nothing owns you. You can face insult without rage, danger without panic, and loss without despair. Your emotions become tools, not chains. Reacting gives control to others. Observing keeps control within you. When someone tries to provoke you, they expect a reaction. They want proof that they can touch your emotions. When you do not react, they lose power. Their game ends before it begins. They cannot win against someone who refuses to play. Observation turns every conflict into a mirror. You see them, but they cannot see you. Those who react are predictable. Those who observe are mysterious. The observer lives above the noise, seeing the world for what it is instead of what it feels like. Reaction binds you to others. Observation frees you from them. Silence and calmness are forms of power. Most people believe power must be loud, visible, and commanding. They think it lives in sharp words, raised voices, or public displays of strength. But real power does not need to announce itself. It is quiet, steady, and composed. Silence has a presence that noise can never imitate. It makes people uneasy because they cannot read it. When you remain calm in the middle of chaos, you become something others cannot understand or control. The calm person stands in storms without moving. He watches people lose themselves in emotion, and he learns from their weakness. Anger makes people speak too much. Fear makes them retreat too soon. Pride makes them act without thought. But calmness allows a person to see clearly through the fog of confusion. The calm mind notices what the emotional mind misses. It listens when everyone else is shouting. It waits when everyone else rushes. It knows that time destroys the impulsive and rewards the patient. Silence speaks in the language that power understands. When you refuse to respond immediately, others are forced to fill the space with their own imagination. They begin to wonder what you are thinking, what you might do next, whether you are planning or waiting. That uncertainty works for you. The less you reveal, the more others reveal themselves. Silence draws truth out of people. It makes them uncomfortable enough to show their intentions. The one who can stay silent in the face of provocation holds the higher ground without lifting a finger. Calmness is control. Anyone can appear strong when everything goes well, but true strength appears when everything falls apart. To remain composed while others panic is to hold invisible authority. People naturally trust those who stay calm in a crisis. They follow them, depend on them, and fear disappointing them. Calmness is a signal of mastery. It tells the world that your emotions belong to you and not to the situation. The calm man owns his mind, while the restless man is owned by his emotions. In silence and calm, decisions are sharper, words are measured, actions are deliberate. You no longer speak to prove yourself. You speak to direct outcomes. Every movement gains weight because it is rare and intentional. Silence gives value to your words, and calmness gives strength to your actions. When you do act or speak, people listen. They listen because you have taught them that you only move when it matters. The most dangerous person in any room is not the loudest or the angriest. It is the one who can stay quiet while observing everything. Calmness is not weakness. It is containment. It is power folded inward, waiting for the right moment to unfold. Those who learn to keep their emotions still become untouchable because no one can shake what does not move. Emotional control makes you unpredictable and feared. People are not afraid of what they understand. They are afraid of what they cannot read. When your emotions are exposed, everyone knows how to deal with you. They know what angers you, what scares you, what tempts you, and what breaks you. But when you control your emotions, you erase that map. No one can predict your next move, because no one knows what drives you. You become unreadable, and in a world full of manipulators, being unreadable is a weapon. Unpredictability creates power. The person who cannot be easily provoked controls every interaction. Others become cautious, measuring their words and actions around you. They start to fear your silence because they cannot tell whether it means peace or danger. Your emotional balance becomes a mask that hides your strategy. While others waste energy trying to guess your feelings, you quietly move toward your goals. Power grows in the shadows of uncertainty. The less they know about what moves you, the more they respect what you might do. Emotional control removes the strings others use to manipulate. Most people are like open books. One insult and they react. One compliment and they soften. This makes them easy to control. The one who remains emotionally steady cannot be bribed by praise or broken by criticism. He is not distracted by drama or provocation. He acts when it is useful, not when he is angry. That distance creates strength. Others become frustrated when they realize their words no longer move you. Their confusion turns into respect, and their respect slowly turns into fear. Being emotionally controlled does not mean being cold or heartless. It means knowing when to show emotion and when to hide it. It means choosing the right moment to express what others waste carelessly. You smile when it serves you, not when they expect it. You stay calm when they hope you will rage. You speak only when silence would be weaker. This control gives your every emotion value. Because it is rare and deliberate, people start to feel the weight of your smallest gestures. Fear is often born from unpredictability. When people cannot predict how you will respond, they tread carefully. They avoid testing your patience because they do not know its limit. They avoid crossing your line because they do not know where it lies. They stop playing games because they realize they are the only ones playing. Emotional control turns your calm into a weapon sharper than anger. Your stillness becomes a storm waiting for your command. Unpredictable people hold the balance of power in any relationship, group, or conflict. Their calmness disorients their enemies. Their patience makes others reveal themselves first. Their silence breaks those who depend on reactions to feel powerful. When you master your emotions, you no longer walk into traps. You let others walk into yours. You become a force that cannot be read, and therefore cannot be controlled. Manipulators feed on your reactions, starve them. Every manipulator survives on the energy you give them. They test your emotions, study your weaknesses, and search for the buttons that make you react. The more you react, the more control they gain. They do not need to be stronger or smarter, they only need to know how to provoke you. Once they can trigger anger, guilt, or fear inside you, they own your peace. Every reaction is a small surrender, a sign that they still have access to your mind. Manipulators understand emotion better than reason. They know logic is harder to twist, but emotion is easy to play with. That is why they try to make you emotional, angry, sad, defensive, or desperate. The moment you argue with emotion, they stop listening to your words and start studying your behavior. They feed on your frustration, your need to prove yourself, your desire to be understood. They will lead you into emotional traps, and each reaction gives them another thread of control. To beat them, you must learn to starve them. Starving a manipulator does not mean fighting back louder. It means denying them what they need most, your emotional response. You stay calm, even when they try to provoke you. You stay quiet, even when they demand your reaction. You watch their games and refuse to play. The more you withhold your emotions, the weaker they become. They grow frustrated when their tactics no longer work. They become uneasy when they cannot read you. Eventually, they expose themselves. Because manipulation without reaction is like fire without air, it burns out on its own. Manipulators seek patterns. If they know you react to guilt, they will use guilt. If they know you crave approval, they will give it and take it away. But when you stop reacting, their pattern fails. They cannot predict you anymore. You break the rhythm that gives them power. The silence you give them becomes a mirror, forcing them to face their own emptiness. They may accuse you of being cold or uncaring, but that is only proof their control is fading. Your calmness threatens them because it starves their influence. Emotional distance is protection, not weakness. When you refuse to react, you are not ignoring reality. You are refusing to be a pawn in someone else's game. You observe instead of reacting. You think instead of defending. You move only when you choose to, not when they push you. This level of control turns every manipulative attempt into a waste of effort. They cannot harm what they cannot touch. Starving manipulators of reaction is the quietest form of victory. It takes patience, awareness, and restraint. You win not by shouting but by staying still. You let them exhaust themselves while you conserve your strength. Over time, their influence fades because manipulation cannot survive without attention. When you stop feeding it, it dies. When you master your calm, no one can pull you by your emotions again. Patience is deadlier than anger. Anger burns fast, bright, and loud, but patience burns slow and silent. Anger makes you strike without thinking, but patience makes you wait until your strike cannot miss. The impatient person wants victory now, even if it costs everything. The patient person wants victory only when it is certain. Anger feeds the ego. Patience feeds the mind. One explodes and fades, the other builds and endures. Power does not belong to the one who roars first, it belongs to the one who waits longest. Patience is not weakness. It is the art of control. It means you can feel anger boiling inside you, but refuse to let it command your actions. You see what provokes you, but you do not give it the reaction it seeks. You let the fire burn quietly behind your eyes while you study, plan, and prepare. This kind of patience makes others uneasy. They cannot read whether you have forgiven them or are simply waiting. They begin to fear your silence, because silence means they cannot measure your limits. Most people mistake reaction for strength. They think that shouting, attacking, or defending themselves instantly is a sign of power. But true power hides in restraint. The moment you show anger, you reveal your pressure points. You show what hurts you, what drives you, and what controls you. Patience keeps those secrets hidden. It keeps you unpredictable. You become the one no one can corner, because you do not react on command. You decide when the game begins and when it ends. Patience gives you time, and time gives you clarity. When you wait, you see things others miss. You watch people expose their true character through their haste. You see who panics, who betrays, who pretends, and who endures. Anger blinds, but patience reveals. Those who rush often fall into their own traps, while the one who waits watches the pieces fall into place. The patient person never needs to force outcomes. He lets time do the work for him. There is a certain kind of danger in someone who can wait without losing focus. Their calmness makes their presence heavier. They are not in a hurry to prove anything. They know that revenge, success, and justice all taste better when served cold and calculated. Anger seeks to destroy, but patience seeks to conquer. The one who is patient can survive every insult, every lie, every betrayal, and still come out stronger because he does not let emotion blind his purpose. To master patience is to master timing. Every move in life depends on the right moment. Too soon, and you fail. Too late, and you miss the chance. Patience teaches you when to act, not just how. It allows you to watch your opponent make mistakes while you remain untouched. It turns every delay into preparation and every silence into strategy. The one who controls time through patience controls the outcome. Strength is choosing when to act, not reacting instantly. True strength is not in constant motion, but in controlled action. The world teaches people to respond quickly, to never appear passive, to always have an answer or reaction ready. But those who move too quickly lose control over direction. They act from emotion, not from purpose. Real power lies in the ability to pause, to think, and to decide when action will have the greatest effect. Every strong person knows that timing can turn a simple move into a decisive victory. The one who reacts instantly gives away control. They become predictable because everyone knows what will make them move. A word, a gesture, or an insult can pull them into battle. But the one who chooses when to act creates mystery. Their silence becomes a weapon. Others start to wonder what they are planning, when they will respond, or whether they will respond at all. This uncertainty weakens enemies and strengthens respect. When you control your timing, you control perception. People start to see you as wise, measured, and dangerous. Every great decision requires patience before movement. Emotion rushes. Wisdom waits. The disciplined person does not act out of pride or fear. They act out of purpose. They know that reacting immediately may feel powerful, but it often exposes weakness. Waiting does not mean surrender, it means preparation. When you wait, you gather information, study the opponent, and observe patterns. You act only when every step is clear, and when you strike, it is final. This kind of restraint separates leaders from followers, strategists from fools. Choosing when to act also means understanding that not every battle is worth fighting. People who react to everything exhaust themselves. They fight over insults, opinions, and distractions, losing focus on what truly matters. The strong person knows which conflicts are meaningful and which are noise. They do not waste energy proving themselves to the unworthy. Their silence is not fear, it is selection. They save their strength for moments that shape outcomes, not for moments that feed egos. Control over action is control over power. Every reaction handed to others gives them a piece of you. Every deliberate action taken by choice strengthens your position. It shows that your emotions obey you, not the world around you. The one who acts with control can turn insult into opportunity, pressure into advantage, and delay into dominance. Their stillness is not emptiness, it is power condensed, waiting for the right release. People often mistake restraint for weakness because they confuse noise with authority. But the strongest minds speak last. They know that when everyone else has revealed their thoughts, their silence has gathered truth. When they finally act, it cuts deeper because it is unexpected. Their words land heavier because they are rare. The ability to hold back, to measure, and to wait for the right moment is what turns ordinary people into rulers of their world. Master your emotions, and you master your life. Every action, every choice, and every mistake begins with emotion. Those who cannot control what they feel are carried by their moods, like leaves in the wind. One day they are confident, the next they are broken. One insult can destroy their focus, one failure can crush their will. But those who rule their emotions stand firm, no matter what happens. They do not allow joy to make them careless, or pain to make them weak. Their balance remains the same through victory and loss. Emotional mastery is not about suppressing feelings, but about directing them. You still feel anger, but you use it to sharpen your focus instead of losing control. You still feel fear, but you turn it into caution instead of paralysis. You still feel sadness, but you use it to reflect instead of sink. Every emotion becomes fuel rather than poison. Most people are slaves to their emotions. They obey whatever feeling arrives first. The master commands them, using each one for purpose. To master your emotions, you must first understand them. You must learn to pause before reacting and ask yourself, what is driving your feelings? Is it ego, insecurity, pride, or pain? Awareness is the first weapon against emotional chaos. Once you can name your emotion, it loses the power to blind you. The untrained mind reacts without thinking, but the trained mind observes the rise and fall of every feeling like waves that come and go. You do not fight them. You watch them until they lose their force. When your emotions are under control, no one can manipulate you. People can only control those who are easily provoked, easily flattered, or easily frightened. The emotionally strong person cannot be bribed with attention or destroyed by rejection. Their self-worth does not depend on others, so their peace remains untouched. The one who masters emotion walks through chaos untouched because the storm inside has already been tamed. Mastery also brings consistency. People trust those who remain steady in all conditions. A calm mind makes clearer decisions, builds stronger relationships, and achieves lasting success. Emotion-driven people change direction with every feeling, chasing temporary comfort instead of long-term purpose. The one who has mastered emotion does not depend on motivation to act. Discipline replaces mood, and reason replaces impulse. Control over emotion also grants control over energy. You no longer waste strength on anger, arguments, or self-doubt. Every thought and action becomes intentional. You learn to protect your peace like treasure because you understand it is the foundation of power. Nothing disturbs you for long because nothing owns you for long. The storms outside no longer matter when the sea inside is still. Emotional mastery transforms pain into wisdom, rejection into resilience, and fear into strategy. It gives you the ability to face any challenge without losing yourself.